Hello there, welcome back to the channel. Now today I thought I would do a little feature about a spider which I picked up a few months ago, the Euphocalis colonica, the Venezuelan orange and bronze tarantula. Now this is a spider which there's not a great deal of information about how to care for these. You won't find many sort of care videos or anything really on these. So I can't really call this a care video from the point of view of vast experience with this particular spider, but what I will do is I'm going to talk about my observations so far. Um, I set this spider up originally the same as my blue fang tarantula, the Ephebopus cyananaphus. Now, that's a spider from a similar part of the world with similar sort of habits, so I originally set it up the same as that because this is a fossorial spider or opportunistic burrower. But as you'll see in the video, I would probably call this quite a strict fossorial spider. So hope you enjoy the video. Like I say, it's just my observations so far and how I'm getting on with this particular spider. So let's get into the video. So when I first picked up the E. clonica, it was around about 3 or 4 centimeters, I would say. So I popped it into one of these. Now, being a fossorial tarantula, I gave it quite a bit of substrate. Now, the lighter layer at the bottom here is vermiculite. Now, I've been sort of experimenting with vermiculite in the bottom of some of my more moisture-dependent fossorials. What it does is it retains the water or the moisture at the bottom, and then obviously it can rise up through the soil. Now, what I did was I would sort of poke a little channel down the side here, just so I could water the lower level. Now, shortly after I put the spider into one of these, literally within a day, it had burrowed right to the bottom, and it spent most of its time right at the low level. So these spiders, they really do seem to appreciate, quite a moist or, well, humid environment. So let's say it spent most of its time at the bottom there. So I have since moved it from one of these. The trouble, with some of your more moist environments is when you get sort of your cricket carcasses or whatever you feed your spiders, and also when the spider molts as well. There's a couple of molts in the bottom. It can become a little bit sort of a problem with mould and things like that. If you're lucky, your spider will do a bit of spring cleaning now and again, but it's one of the things that sort of happens with your fossorials. So I popped it into a different container since then, but this was the initial setup. So, being one of your more fossorial tarantulas, it's definitely one of them spiders where you pretty much have to dig it out when you move it on. Now, so I'm moving this one to a different container now because I'm getting a little bit of a sort of problem with mould and with cricket carcasses and things. Now, I may possibly have slightly overwatered the bottom layer, so I guess it's something we all do from time to time. So that's one of the reasons why I'm moving it up. But also, I would like to get it into sort of a clear acrylic container. So yeah, that's why I'm moving this one up. Now, they are quite elusive spiders, so it's definitely something to bear in mind if you're thinking of getting one of these. You really have to sort of poke about a bit to get them out. Now I'm just very gently putting the end of my tongs just in front of the spider, just to try and get it to reverse out there. I can see that really nice bright sort of orange bronzy abdomen. A really pretty spider. It's a shame you don't see them that often. Now, in the few interactions that I've had with this particular spider, I can say that I've never seen this one move slowly. So I think partly it's probably quite a photophobic spider, so doesn't really enjoy being exposed much. So I think its first instinct is, to run as fast as possible and to find somewhere to hide. So I managed to get it to sit still for, just a few minutes. Now, it looks like it's ready to explode into action, but temperament-wise, so far haven't really had any aggression from this spider. But it is quite a small spider still, obviously. So, but yeah, I managed to get it to sit still here, just to get a little bit of footage here before I transferred it into the other container. So this is the new setup that I put the colonica into. Now I'm just making a couple of little channels just near the starter burrow there, just so I can get some water down to the lower level. Now obviously that's something you want to do when the spider's not in there, certainly before it's burrowed away, because you don't want to accidentally poke it obviously underground. So I'm not going to pop a huge amount of water in there, just a little bit, just so it can sort of go down to the bottom of the starter burrow there. Now the good thing about this change in setup is it's now big enough to put a cork bark in here, a bit of a cork bark hide, and also I can get a water dish in here now. I will also pop some moss in here. I'll need to go out for a walk to get some. Now I wouldn't normally feed a tarantula straight away after transferring it, but this particular spider, has a really good appetite, so it won't hurt to give it a feed straight away. Also, with your fossorial spiders, it sort of gives you a chance to have a little look at them before they disappear again. So I have set this one up slightly differently now. Slightly less substrate with a starter burrow. Now it will still dig down pretty quickly, but I'm hoping that it might sort of sit at the entrance a little bit more if it has a bit of a wider, entrance. Now, with terms of temperatures, now I keep my tarantula room sort of between 20 degrees upwards, to around about sort of 27 probably. Now I know that's quite cool for some people, and I will get slated for it by some people, but I find in all my years experience, it's worked quite well for me. So even your tropical spiders, I do believe they can be kept a little bit cooler, than we are led to believe. You have to look at the fact that tarantulas, they do live underground most of the time, or out of, the direct sunlight. So where they spend most of their time, it is a few degrees cooler. So that's how I look at it anyway. So so with this spider, like I say, I didn't have a real idea of how to set it up when I first got it. So when you're sort of faced with that situation, I find the best thing to do, look at spiders with similar habits from the same part of the world, and sort of look into the environment the particular spider comes from, and just sort of try and match it with something very similar. And with this spider, it has worked out really well, and it has thrived, in the environment I've kept it in, and has put on quite a lot of size in the last molt. But this is quite a small species, so probably will be a fast grower, this one. So there you go, the Euphocalis colonica. Now, just before I go today, guys, I just wanted to mention on the 2nd of November, it's the Amazing Reptiles Halloween Invert Show in Mildenhall in Suffolk. Now, it was a brand new show last year. I went last year with my nephew. Really nice little show, quite compact, but great to see, an invert show in a different area. Hopefully, I'll be popping along again this year. So if you do see me there, come and say hello. Hopefully I won't be too socially awkward. But so yeah, hopefully I'll see you there, guys. Nice little show, like I say. So this year it's sponsored by Spar Spiders. They were there last year, so it's good to see, a big shop kind of supporting the smaller shows. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you there, guys. And hope you've enjoyed today's little video. Give me a thumbs up if you do like it. Maybe subscribe at some point. So I'll see you on the next video.